Hello YouTube. My friends told me to get over the sound of my voice problems and just talk in my videos. Alright, so today we're going to look at how to put down a little paver walkway in your backyard. I had some extra pavers left over from a garden I tore apart, and so last year I installed this, and as you can see I just put it right on top of the clay in my backyard, and it's really uneven. It's kind of hard to walk on. The ice froze over on it during the winter. So we need to look at how to do this right. And to do this right is to get sand underneath, good packing sand. So we're going to be going to Lowe's and buying some stuff and ripping all this up and putting it back down today after it has a proper foundation of sand. Real simple, cut out the grass that you need to cut out. Make sure you size it right. I'm not a professional. Professional would probably use some guidelines here. They'd measure the exact depth. But I'm just cutting out the sod as I go, pulling it out until I get to my shed. You might be wondering how to cut out this sod. I'm just using a spade. I cut my lines out. Now I'm just removing the grass as I can. Putting it in a wheelbarrow and be throwing it away a little bit. Alright, so I pulled up my pavers that I put down last year. As you can see, the ground really weaves. It goes up, it goes down. I didn't do a very good job of getting it nice and even. I also didn't have the tools. Now, a professional is going to show up here with a dump truck, and he's going to be able to remove a lot of dirt and do a really good job for you. Me, I just have my city dump, my little city trash can, to have a little bit of dirt hauled away at a time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a rake, and I'm going to use this rake to scrape at this ground, create just enough clearance to put the sand underneath. A professional would tell you to put several inches of sand and maybe some pebbles underneath that sand, and well, we're to see where my amateur advice got me for last year. But I'm going to take this nice metal rake. I'm going to use the backside. I'm going to scrape at this dirt. I'm going to try to get a little bit carried away, and hopefully no more than 3 of those full. 3 of those wheelbarrows right there. Then when I'm done, I'm going to go to Lowe's, buy the extra bricks I need. And I'm going to buy the sand that I should have used last year, but I was broke. Luckily this year I got a little bit of money to use. And of course I'm going to use my spade to pick up any extra dirt that my rake picks up or pushes together for me as we move forward. Okay, so I've taken my rake and I've worked on trying to smooth this out a little bit more. But then again, it's clay, it's really tough to work with. It's early spring and it is moist and it is clingy. So we're going to go ahead and get that sand. I'm going to do a thin layer of sand. I'm not going to do several inches like they say in the pro videos. I'm just going to do enough sand to put down and use a block of wood and try to get it nice and even. You'll see me I'll also use a level, make sure my spots are all even all the way through. I got a little deep in this area, but that's fine. The sand will help bring that out. And then we'll put down some bricks, and after that we got to put a little bit of sand on top of the bricks and try to sweep it into the cracks. Alright, time for that Home Depot trip. See you in a few minutes. A little smaller than my board. Alright, so Lowe's didn't have the bricks that I needed. They weren't an exact match. They were the right length and width, but not as deep as I needed them to be. And that might be fine. I could get a little extra sand under it and probably be even better for my foundation. They had several Paver Foundations. They had the pebbles. Of course, they want the pebbles to go under the sand. And then they had some some kind of foam plastic product, which was nice. But I'm going to be looking at just doing sand. I might come back and buy those slightly thinner pavers. It just depends on what maybe Home Depot or even Walmart has. Alright, the same brick as at Lowe's. Well, I can already see from here the Walmart bricks are the exact same bricks at Lowe's and Home Depot and everywhere else, and it's very frustrating that I can't find the exact match. I mean, we got some weird cut ones right here, thicker pavers. I'm sure those are meant for more like driveways instead of walkways. Okay, back to Lowe's. I'll deal with the slightly thinner product. I'm sure with the little space I'm using right now, the sand will just have a better foundation under the thinner product than my thicker bricks, and maybe I'll move my thicker bricks closer to the shed where I had the ground a little deeper, or my trench was a little deeper. Sounds like a plan. Hopefully the wife will be happy with me this time. So, those young kids at Lowe's really helped me load up the cart. They just jumped right in. You know, nice of them. Got everything I needed. 64 bricks. I bought about 6 bags of sand. I thought I only need 3, but once I started looking at sand, knowing that some of these bricks are a little thinner now, might need it. We'll see what happens. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I might have actually deserved a burger today. We'll see. Alright, I got my first bag of sand down. The pros always have some sort of 2x4, and they've already put down some weed cover, and then an inch or 2 of gravel, then an inch or 2 of sand. Like I said, I'm not doing the weed cover, I'm not doing the gravel, but I am going to do the sand just to hold it in place. And I don't have a 2x4, but I got this little piece of edging or trim left when I did a project inside, so I'm going to use this. Get back to you. Okay, I'm just using my wood here like a trowel, and trying to look for uneven spots. Filling it in as I go. I am using my level. I'm checking out here and there, making sure I'm looking good. This is just kind of an art time. It's going to take a moment of playing in the sand, making sure this is going the way I like it. But the sand is easy to work with. We are getting it nice and level. It looks good. When that's down, I'm going to get a kind of a board out here and make sure everything is compacted in really well. Alright, so here's what it looks like after you put down the sand and evened it out. I just laid down there and took my time, played in the sand. Felt like Bob Ross painting birds, I guess. Got a little thin over here, but should be good enough at this point. I'll just go ahead and get some bricks and start tapping them in with the rubber mallet, and we'll make it look pretty. That looks like I filmed myself putting down some pavers there for a minute. Anyway, this is my finished pattern. Fortunately, there's a shadow on it. I'll keep tapping, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I have it. Alright, so we're coming along. Just gotta keep going. So, now I'm in a bit of a pickle. I ran out of the shallow bricks that I just bought, and now I gotta go back to the deeper bricks. Now hopefully I've sloped this right, so it should look good, and I can tap them in to even up. Of course, if I just bought one more shallow brick there, I could have finished up that pattern before moving on to using these new bricks, or the old bricks. Let's see how it does and what difficulties I run into as I try to get them tapped in deep enough to fit. Okay, scraping out my sand here. Trying to just get it deep enough to let these older bricks fit in. You can still see they pop up just a little bit. And it's a tripping hazard. It's gonna look bad. We don't want to do that. But it's forcing me to push all my sand out, which may cause these things to settle more onto this clay and just cause all sorts of problems. So what do? I go buy more of these pavers and discard all of that brick? I don't think so. I'm gonna make it work. It's just my house. I'll just keep trying to scrape under these bricks and make them fit right. You know, it's supposed to be a nice sunny day, nice good weather, but this wind is whipping. There's a storm coming tomorrow. Alright. I got it in. Pretty flush. It's looking good. But I still have a way to go, and I've lost my sand underneath to do this. I'd recommend just buying the one product. You need to go the whole way. Hopefully my slope will catch up to me, and I won't need to dig under too much more, and not much of my path will be compromised, and maybe it'll hold up. It is pretty hard clay underneath there, so it shouldn't settle too much. We'll see. You've learned as much as you can from me, so we'll show you the final product when it's over. Okay, I am learning that the deeper part of my trench actually caught up pretty quick. So I didn't have to lose too much of my sand foundation underneath these bricks. But these larger bricks that I have are harder to use than the store pavers. They don't seem to tap in as well, and because of their thickness, you can't adjust them as easily. But as you can see, I'm just kind of pushing the sand evenly down as I go now, which means I am keeping a decent sand base. So after I finish putting in everything, I'll be able to sweep sand into the grass. So how'd it go? Well, I was able to finish. Had a little bit of a dip right there, even with the sand. I guess I could have been less lazy about it and fixed that dip. Other than that, it looks a lot better than before. Everything is in place, but it could still, it's not perfectly even. I'm not a professional. I don't have 5 extra guys out here helping me level things out and that measuring stuff, and I don't have all the perfect tools, but I'm doing it myself. But these bricks could still easily shift and even look worse than how they are now. So this is the part where we're going to have to sweep some dirt into all those little cracks and make sure nothing moves. Alright, so the sand is spread all over top of the brick. And by the way, for those of you paying attention, I do expect this darker red, newer brick to fade and match the older brick over the years. So let's take our broom and just start sweeping in all the cracks and around the brick, and this will hopefully prevent it from anything from adjusting or settling on us in a way that'll look as ugly as we had it before. Alright, so tell me what you think in the comments below. Did I do a good job here, or did I completely botch this one? I think I like it. We'll see how bad it settles over the next year or two. Hopefully it won't too much. It is a hard clay underneath. That sand doesn't give away too easy. But yeah, I just swept it into the cracks. You can see really nice. Falls in there. Hopefully will prevent too much shifting or settling. Some bricks I can already feel under my feet are loose, but maybe they'll settle over the next year. Maybe they'll find their home. Just when it gets really wet back here, I wanted a dry path to walk to the shed. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Hey guys, you know who deserves a reward after all that half-assed work out there? I deserve a reward after all that half-assed work out there.